Martin Luther King Jr.'s most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Protests erupted over policing and race relations sparked by the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The impact on relationships with police and people of color in our community was immediate. There's a greater emphasis for community engagement and responsiveness now, more than in my 23 years of service. What are you doing for others? We all have justice work to do. You want to have a positive community impact? Engage, collaborate, exchange thoughts, lead to a collective voice. Keep the conversation going for inclusion and racial equity advancements. I recognize I am privileged and have struggles like many others. However, my life is not more difficult due to my privilege. I have learned that if we want to keep the conversation going, we must listen non-defensively to people's truths. What are you doing for others? We create spaces where community members and police have opportunities to be present and understand each other as people. Whether it is youth-led or adult-led, intentional presence contributes to increased trust, safety, and positive relationships. Perceptions change. Approaches to policing change. Biases change. Interactions change. Lives change. When we are intentionally present, we can learn so much from each other. Education must be more than reading or watching the news or social media. We all play an extremely important role in providing the educational opportunities to be successful in creating the change we want to see in this community we live in. We all need to be present. You want to create change? Be purposeful with your time. Recognize the value of spending time with others. Reach out to a police officer. Reach out to a person of color. Listen. Learn. Do not confuse being familiar with people in our community or workplace with having a connection. Be intentional. You can connect with people on a deeper level. A deeper connection allows you to understand, empathize, and make someone else feel like they matter, because they do. My experiences have taught me to be mindful of the significance of moments, both past and present, because moments can still affect you even if you were not there. I was not in Minnesota on May 25th. Yet, I am mindful as I wear this police uniform, Floyd's death had no borders. Even over 300 miles away, there is a strain on relationships with law enforcement, and especially with people of color. No justice, no peace. I can't breathe. I believe people should be angry with police officers who do wrong. I am. And the overwhelming majority of great police officers are too. That is why you see police participating in peaceful protests and peace walks. Police officers mindfully present in every opportunity to build and maintain trusting relationships. I am mindful of what these events teach us. They teach us that we cannot just talk about racism or prejudice when we are impacted. They teach us healing the harmed and building unity must be ongoing. Get involved with groups that advocate for people of color. Address racism, have a voice, and support changes you want to see in legislation. What are you doing for others? We all have mindfulness work to do. You want to heal the harmed? Be mindful of others. The more mindful a person is, the more accepting they are of others, and the more you allow yourself to love others. Even in dark moments, you may feel like nobody gets it. I can tell you there is someone out there that does. We do not walk in each other's shoes, but mindfulness allows us to start to understand where each other may be coming from. You must be able to see things through a different lens. Be mindful of the power of seeing somebody else's perspective. So again, I ask you, using the words of Martin Luther King Jr. and his most persistent and urgent question, what are you doing for others?